Hey there and welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the things that worked for me or that worked in my favor during my welcoming ceremony and some of the things that didn't really work in my favor. So tune in. Disclaimer before I start, this is not meant to be an advice channel. I'm really just talking about my experience and sharing my experience with you. So when it comes to the things that really worked for me, number one is the fact that I had been there before. So I was already familiar with Zano's family. I was already familiar with the house that we were in. There had been a ceremony held earlier on in the year. I was there, I was in the kitchen. I kind of had an idea of how things worked when they had ceremonies. And I think that really helped me because I didn't have to figure that out when I got there. It can be really even more nerve-wracking when you have no idea where you're going. You've never met the people that you're going to. But I knew the people, I had been in that house and I had been there for a ceremony, so that really worked in my favor. Okay. So number two is the fact that I had an urn with me. So I brought an urn with me. It was one of the gifts that I received from Amapaso. It was on my gift registry and I decided to bring that with me when I was going there because I was thinking of things like making sure that there is always hot water for the tea, for dishes, and when there's a ceremony at my house, the urn always comes in handy, so I had to have one. Number three is that I had baked muffins, or Mama had helped me with steamed bread and a some bago, and I had brought that together with me to Zano's house, and that really so grateful. I served that with the tea when it was time for me to make tea. Also the next morning, I didn't have to cook breakfast. I just served steamed bread and some bago for people that were coming in together with tea and coffee. And anyone that was hungry could just go and have steamed bread and a songa. The muffins really helped. I also had cake that I served with the tea. So it was just, I love that. If you're going, please make sure that you bake stuff in the biscuit sometimes. And also a biscuit, people can't have a biscuit for breakfast, but because I had ezazonga and ndoni, it really worked in my favor. It made my workload like a lot easier, especially the next day. And then number four is having my sister and her friend with me to help me. I did not even want her there. I remember the morning and actually the day before, I had spoken so much, man, no, you don't need to come. But thank goodness she and Zano didn't listen to me, and he organized for someone to go fetch her, and she came with a friend. She came with a friend. That really, I don't know what I would have done without their help, because making tea, they were right there next to me. When we finished tea and they basically helped me to wash up the tea dishes, we went straight into dishing up. They were helping me with that. As soon as everyone else had eaten, we went straight into starting to wash the dishes, making sure that the kitchen is tidy. Basically everything that I had to do, they were right there next to me. And I don't know what I would have done if they weren't there. And so I'm really grateful for that. And then lastly, going there, being semi-prepared, but also with an open mind. Semi-prepared, I had watched people's YouTube videos. I had asked basically, Abanduba, what can I expect? Asking my mother-in-law about what do I need to bring when I come. Asking my husband as well about what do I need to bring, what is going to be expected of me. So I was prepared in that way, but also open-minded about anything can happen, because I also watched a couple of YouTube videos of people telling their stories or sharing what happened, and everything was different. Like everyone's experiences were different, so I was kind of expecting my experience to also be different, but along the same line of, okay, uzofika, you're going to be given a new name, uzotyauti kinamasi, you're going to yalwa, you're going to make tea, and then you'll probably be helping out. around the house, and that's basically how Izinto went. But obviously the events it's not like they didn't say exactly the same things that they said in other people's ceremonies, and maybe like I didn't have to go fetch water, other people had to go fetch water. So just as intricate details in J that weren't exactly the same, but I was kind of prepared about, okay, this is along the lines of what is going to happen, but also expecting anything and being open-minded about you're going to meet different people. Abantu apana don't do things in the same way as my family, so I need to be open to that as well. To be flexible, because stiff in your band. No, this is how things need to go. But so being open-minded and being willing to learn and being willing to do new things and being willing to ask for help when you don't know how to do something. Okay. And then notable things that I think they're not really part of my 5, but I think they also helped. Number 1, I was in a township and not in a village. I didn't have to fetch water. I didn't have to light a fire to cook anything. Electricity was there, and there was a fire, and there was cooking outside, but it was done by your mama earlier, and it was like I didn't have to do that specifically in order for things to happen. Like I didn't have to light a fire to boil the water, and I didn't have to fetch water anywhere. There's a tap. Okay, and also it was summer and people were not checking for the tea. Everyone, after they'd eaten, everyone wanted it drinky. So I only made tea literally once, and that was just before everyone had eaten, and I didn't have to make tea again until the next day. It was only the next day when more people were coming, but not a lot of people, just abantu who maybe weren't there yesterday, or abantu who wanted to come and check but how are things going today, do you need any help with anything. That was the next day, and that's when I had to make tea again. I didn't have to make tea again at my welcoming ceremony. I was really, really grateful for that because we were pretty busy with the cleaning up and dishing up for people. What do I think didn't really work in my favor? Number 1, I don't want to say I'm shy, but I'm a very reserved person, and I was really nervous being around so many people and very chaotic. Like when it was time for me to make tea, like it was just after Okiala, and when I got up, I was so nervous and I was in so much pain from sitting like that for such a long time that I didn't even know that I had to go and make tea. Like I think it was just a mixture of being nervous and being in pain. Because when I got up, Zano's cousin came and was like, let's go take pictures, and we went to take pictures. And then someone came to me like, where are the teaspoons? The water's ready. So someone had actually started, like, I think it was my sister and a friend and this other lady had basically helped me to set up the tea thing and to boil the water. But I swear I didn't know that I had to make tea in that moment. But luckily they were there and they were helping me, so we then served the tea together with them. But I don't know, maybe it's because I was so nervous and in so much pain that ending asava about what's going on. So that's part of the reason why I think I maybe failed at the tea, but it doesn't matter. And the other thing that I feel like didn't really work in my favor is the fact that I don't really know how to cook outside on the fire with the black pot and all that. And I didn't think I was going to really have to on my first day. But ended up, a lady came to me and told me that there was meat on the fire that I needed to tend to. Someone else had started it. But then luckily when I went outside to tend to it, another lady came to me because they were sitting by the fire and we were busy inside with my sister and a friend cleaning up and just manning the inside of the house basically. But they were sitting by the fire while this meat was on the fire, and she was basically like, no man, listen, this is another lady, not the one that told me that I need to attend to the meat. She was like, no man, listen, let's check the meat. And we checked the meat together, and then we just started conversating. She was like, no, she'll keep checking the meat and she'll come and let me know as soon as it's ready. And then like I don't have to worry about it, sort of. And that's basically what happened. I'm really grateful to her because she really helped me with that. And yeah, overall though, it was a very positive experience. It was very warm. It was a very light atmosphere. I'm really grateful for that. I was really, really tired. At the end of it all, my feet were hurting for a couple of days, but it was great. It was amazing. It was. I expected it to be way much more. Oh my gosh, what's going on? But I think I was geared up, man. I was ready. I was ready. I've been ready. So everything went well, and I'm really grateful for that. Thanks Kakulu for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you're about to have your ceremony, I hope you got a few nuggets that can help you in your journey. Until next time, see ya.